What up, Wholesale to Million family? Happy Monday. Hope you guys have a great weekend. But today, I have an extremely special guest for you guys. Those of you who've been DMing me, email me to get her on. She is representing the ladies. I'm bringing her on to share with you guys to talk about really is mindset. Because we all know 80% of success, whatever that is, whatever field, career, business you're in, we all know it's 80% mindset. It's really only 20% of what you do. I'm going to have her come on. This is really to empower the ladies out there. You know, in this business, you see a lot of guys doing it, and you don't see a whole lot of, women or ladies, girls that are doing this business. So I want to bring her on, share with you guys, have her share with you guys her stories, her knowledge, helping you guys change your mindset, all right? So that way you can achieve whatever that is you want in life, all right? And it took her a year to get her first deal done. So she's going to share with you guys that. And obviously, take you over a year and you continue sticking with it and the persistent, you got to understand it is completely mindset, and she overcome and made it happen. So no further ado, put your thumb together. Help me welcome Jennifer from Long Island, New York. What up, Jennifer?
What up, what up? Ladies, yes. So, all right. So it's actually a long story. I'm going to give you the cliff notes, but I actually did take one of those big programs, the high price points. Okay, we're talking like 5 figures with a 3 in front of it, and that program taught basically a library of real estate. Okay, wholesaling was one aspect, but how they taught me to do wholesaling was off of the MLS. Okay, and to make several offers off the MLS. And then at that time, it was around 2009, 10, end of 2009, rolling into 2010. We were just coming off that crash. So we still had a ton of REOs. We still had a ton of bank-owned properties on the MLS. So another strategy, mind you, I bought that $30,000 plus course to then buy a bunch of little courses that taught me everything that I know now, plus really experience at the end of the day, okay? Because my market is a completely different animal. So with that said, I was making offers on the MLS, which is great. I'm an action taker. So I will always, whatever they told me to do, I just immersed myself in it. Yes, I'm analytical and I can tend to overthink, but I still immerse myself in it and take the massive action. So here I am, I got a realtor, I have access to this guy's MLS, I'm teaching myself how to use it, okay? Because knowledge is intel is power, okay? It gives me knowledge about my market. So I'm making massive offers, I'm going on consultations now with attorneys, trying to figure out how I could flip REOs, okay? Which now, I knew more than the attorney at the end of the day, and I paid the $500 consulting fee to tell him, okay, don't you have to, double close and, 2 LCs, and I'm telling him how to do it, but at the end of the day, he couldn't help me, okay? So now I'm like, all right, my whole goal is I'm trying to get to my first deal, but then because I'm in Long Island, New York, we have the boroughs, okay? So now since I'm networking on bigger pockets, I'm networking with people, I'm meeting these really big cash buyers. Okay, like proof of funds that I've never seen that big before. And now we have, REO bank tapes. I don't know if you know, like tape bank REOs, like a tape. So it's like a bulk list of properties. So now I'm getting sidetracked with these bulk REOs and I'm making connections about, getting these tapes of properties. So now I did get the tapes. I thought many times. Okay, I don't know if you've ever heard of daisy chains. Have you ever heard of a daisy chain? Okay, so now I have these big buyers, they have their proof of funds, they definitely have the capacity to close, their attorneys went through these packages, and you were allowed to cherry pick some of them, okay, what they wanted. So now it's time to go to the closing table, and then the people that I had contacts with were not able to bring the deal to the table. Because it's a daisy chain, okay? It's Harry, Sally, Mally, Bally, Deanie, Beanie. So it's like a big deal, but I'm like, okay, cool. And I've had conference calls with these people to like vet them, to make sure that I'm not bringing my buyer into a BS situation. No matter how many times you do that, it's still a headache, okay? So, but the end game was like, holy cow, like this check is gonna be massive, right? So it was the motivation of like this enormous check, and like really putting a great deal together for my buyer. Now, mind you, this is not a typical wholesale deal, okay? I'm telling you my personal journey, what happened to me, and then how I came full circle to end up closing that first deal, okay? It's because I kept taking massive action, okay? The MLS, mind you, I'm still making offers on the MLS, okay? Still looking for an attorney that could do the double close for me. But now I have these big buyers that want these big bulk REO tapes, and I'm making connections with people that supposedly have them. So now these big buyers are like, well, okay, Jennifer, but we want these big condo conversions as well. Okay, so like in Brooklyn, the Brooklyn really grew and had its whole, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm having a mind fart. Gentrified. Okay, so they turned a lot of these older apartment buildings into these beautiful condos. Okay, so now you're talking big bucks. You're talking like the guys will buy the building for like $5 million, $6 million, transform it, and now it's like a $15 million building. Okay, so now I have my buyers that want that, and I'm making contacts with these people that have these buildings. Okay, and I'm trying to make the connection. So again, didn't happen. Okay, so now I'm like, all right, something's got to give. Now I'm giving you, this is a long span. Okay, in the meantime, I'm still trying to do the little things. Okay, still trying to do the MLS, still learning my program, going through the course, but taking massive action. So, and I got very close because I was taking so many massive action. There were lots of times when I got very close I don't want to digress. Let me just stay focused because I could see I'm getting scattered. Okay. So, and at the end of the day, I felt like I wasn't really scattered, but I was just taking the opportunities that were coming to me as I was putting myself out there. Okay. I kept putting myself out there, and they were like, all right, Jennifer, this is what we want. This is what we want. I'm trying to do too much at once. And mind you, this is before even you have YouTube University like this, before Facebook and information overload. Yes, there was the internet, and there were like real estate blogs, okay, that you could go and network on, but nothing like information overload like now. But there was still webinars and everyone having a little bit of a program, okay? So, all right, so let's fast forward. So then I finally said, all right, Jennifer, I can't keep doing this to myself, and I can't keep doing this to my buyers, because now this is my reputation. You know what I'm saying? Like I have these like big people, because real estate, at the end of the day, when you get to know everybody, it's not a big circle, okay? It's a small circle, and I don't want to be known as the girl that's bringing these bad deals that don't close at the end of the day to the table, because my reputation is everything to me, okay? And I'm trying to vet these people all the time. So I was like, all right, cut, halt, okay? Now this is like probably around the 9th to 10th month mark, okay? Of like constantly like spinning my wheels. So when I hear a new person say, oh, I've been doing it for 4 weeks and I'm so burnt out and I don't have a deal, I don't understand, Jennifer. I'm like, really? Are you kidding me? I'm sure you get that, right? I'm sure on your channel, like people, it's like, listen, yes, there are the people that do get their deals relatively fast, okay? However, and I preach this so much, that this wholesaling is not for the faint of heart. Wholesaling, the concept is simple. Yes, create a deal, okay? Find a buyer, get paid in the middle, win-win. Okay, very simple concept, but there's a lot of work that goes into it. And I tell anyone, you could hire the best coach or mentor, but at the end of the day, if you're not doing the work, the business does not work. Point blank, there's no magic pill. I don't care if people say, oh, buy this program and it's going to spit out deals for you. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. There's always someone in the society that wants that fast fix. The pill that makes you lose weight when you're 500 pounds. It's called eat right and go to the gym, okay? Everyone just wants this fast, and it's not reality. Like, you got to keep it real. Things come to those who work hard at the end of the day and have patience, and you're consistent. There's no secret. There's no secret. That's the secret. Work hard. So I digress. And Khang, am I pronouncing your name right?
Jennifer, you pronounced my name perfectly correcto. And and before I let you continue, I want to share. I want to let you guys understand some, like, those of you who reach out and things like that, and tell me to get Jennifer on. I went and checked her out. She delivered massive, massive, massive information, giving a ton and pouring a ton of knowledge. And so I see the passion behind it. So I reach out to her. I don't know if Jennifer would know who I am, but I reached out to her anyway. And then when she accepted the invite, I was doing the dance. I was like, oh yeah. So because
it's so crazy.
Yeah, but the thing, because Jennifer, we've seen a lot of guys that's doing this, and we don't see a whole lot of ladies out there, a lot of women's out there doing this. So when I see you putting the content out there, helping, empowering the woman, I was like, man, I gotta get this gal onto the channel. So thank you so much, Jennifer. But go ahead and continue.
And of course I know who you are, okay? You're like, yes, and yes, and yes, you're my energy, but I contain mine a little bit, but your energy is like, it's palpable. It's palpable, okay? And that's why people love you as well, okay? And again, you keep it real too. It's like, I think there's something to be said for keeping it real, okay? Because, we'll go back to the deal, but I will tell you, one of the primary reasons why I started my YouTube channel, because I don't like being front and center like this. I'm gonna be honest with you. Honestly, I don't like being front and center. I love to be behind the scenes. I'm that wallflower, okay? I know people don't believe that when they meet me, but I was very shy. I can still be very shy. But my greater purpose is telling me you can't do that. So long story short, and again, when I first started too, everyone's telling you they're very vague in the information that they give you, especially when they bring you to like a YouTube channel, okay? And listen, time is non-refundable. So I don't want to waste people's time. So if people bring someone with this tagline that says they're going to help someone, you have to remember, when someone's looking for some other way to better themselves in life, they're coming from maybe not the best place. It could be a dark place. It could be someone going through like, a divorce, or just someone who just feels very heavy in life, and they're like, I need to find something different. So when someone's bringing them to their YouTube channel, like, learn this now, and now they're talking to them for 45 minutes and haven't told them a god bleep thing about what that tag was, but to lead them to like a website, to sign up to some mailing list, to watch some video, to buy some program that didn't even teach them anything about. You know what I'm saying? It's like, stop the insanity. I'm only one person. I hope it trickles down. I feel like it is. Like, people are starting to give more value. Like, that's why my content is very short and to the point, because people do not want to waste a lot of time. They're hungry. They want to change their life. They want to change their family. So I am very passionate about it, because I know that feeling. Listen, I didn't come from a rough life. I'm not going to, I don't have this like sad story. No, I did see my mom work very hard. I would, as a child looking back, I see how much she sacrificed. My mom did not have quality of life. Okay. She worked, no quality. So me, I don't want that. Okay, yes, I'm a hard worker, and I could tend to be a workaholic. It's in my blood. What can I say? Which is why I didn't give up either, okay? You have to be resilient. I'm a hard worker. When I set my mind to it, I am going to do it, point blank, period. So my whole point is that, and again, Khang, please interrupt me, because I tend to digress and go off on rants. So if you need to be like, Jennifer, let's stay on track, please do not hesitate to do that, okay? So that's why I started my YouTube channel, to give real content, to extend on what you had mentioned before. All right, so now back to the deal. So back at month 9, right? Daisy chains, talking to attorneys that I know more than them. I should have my law degree, okay? Go on the MLS, So I said, all right, new plan, I have to be in control of my deal, just me. I can't have another person involved. So I just stuck to my own hood, okay, which is Long Island, and I did my bandit signs. I did all the basic things that I teach my people, okay? Did my bandit signs. I did my driving for dollars. I did my, cheaper marketing. I did some of my direct mail, and I ended up getting a lead, several leads. But the first lead that I closed on was from a bandit sign, and it was, what's so ironic about this too, okay, is because my mindset, because I was so frustrated, remember I'm coming from 9 months of going like crazy, okay? Doing this, doing that, doing this, but not stop. Like I'm saying, like massive action. Yes, I'm making 50 million offers on the MLS. Make this offer, guy, because it was a young agent, okay? He was young and hungry, so he was awesome, and he did what I asked him to do, okay? So he's making offers to me. I get like this, proof of funds you could get online because all realtors need proof of funds. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, running myself like crazy. So then it was like a stop, quiet. Let's get real now, Jennifer. Okay, let's get real. So now, I was a little frustrated, I'm not gonna lie. Who's not gonna be frustrated? Okay, because here I am taking all the action. So now, cleanse the palate, fresh mindset. Okay, I believe it was a Friday night, a Thursday night. I only had a few bandit signs left. Okay, I hope this resonates with people. I only had a few bandit signs left. I needed to buy more, but I only had a few left, probably like between 12 and 20 maybe. I was like, I'm going to put those out anyway. And I hand wrote mine. I'm going to finish writing on them, and I'm going to put those out tonight with the intent that the person that needs my help is going to find one. Okay, so I put it out. Little Jennifer, I'll put them out myself. Okay, it's like ridiculous time at night, and I don't recommend people putting them out in the middle of the night, especially on a Friday anymore. I say do it like early Saturday morning, just because there's less traffic on the road, and now you're not potentially dealing with a drunk that might ram into you. So, all right, so I put my signs out, and yes, I got some calls on that, okay? Believe it or not, on my little 12 to 20 signs. I want to say it was more like 12, and I always ask people, like, which sign, like, where was it? Because I'm curious, and it was at one of the train stations that I put it at. I put out like a train station. Listen, the whole goal of a bandit sign, guys, is to get visibility, okay? So don't overthink where you're putting them. As long as there's a high traffic area where people are going to see them, you're good to go. So this guy was coming home from work, and he saw one of my bandit signs from coming home from the train station. He called me. He ended up being a tired landlord, but not really like a landlord with several properties. We're talking about a guy who did everything by himself, and maybe he had like 3 to 5 properties, okay? And at this point, this particular property was a headache for him. The tenants, he constantly had bad tenants that were like destroying it. The neighbors would complain. So at this point, he really, and this guy wasn't like a multi-millionaire guy. This was a regular guy who's like us, who's trying to, buy properties for passive income. And this one just ended up being a headache, and he wanted to let it go and needed the money for whatever reason. It was vacant, okay? It was vacant, and I was laughing because I'm on Long Island, another challenge for me, and this goes for anyone who's in a very expensive market, okay? Another challenge for me was, what they always taught was to put $1 down or $10 down, $100 down. Come on. Love and consideration, okay? That does not work in my market, okay? Did I get away with it one time? I sure did. I really did get away with $10 down, okay? And I ended up not putting anything down because I was testing it. And, but that's not all the time, okay? And remember, as a wholesaler, if I'm dealing with a house that the ARV is $500,000 and $600,000, and they're asking me for $60,000, $50,000 down, I'm like, what? It's like, homeboy, I'm wholesaling because I don't have that dinero, okay? But I can tell you that I have hungry buyers. So, like, that was another challenge for me, okay? Because I would lose deals because I would try to put down these ridiculous amounts. And listen, I wasn't putting down, I wasn't trying to put down 10 and 500. I was trying to put down more, 1,000, 2,500, okay? But some people were like, nah, we want at least 10, okay? We want at least 10. And if you're in that market, there are certain things you could do, okay? Build a relationship with your buyer first. Therefore, you could have them put down the earnest money, okay? Be creative. That's one of the methods that I did. There's more ways to skin a cat. There are more ways to skin a cat. Also, when you build a relationship with your buyer and you trust them, remember, the seasoned guys are hungry. They're not going to go behind your back because they want the deal. The seasoned guys. I'm not talking about the guy that maybe buys 1 or 2 and he doesn't care if he burns a bridge. Yeah, he may go around you. And if that's the case, you know what? You blacklist him. He doesn't get a deal from you ever again. This is a very small business, small field underground. And we work very hard for our leads. So you definitely don't want to just give them away. Do not negotiate, sacrifice your fee unless you really, really need to. That's like your last resort, okay? But the seasoned guys, you could structure your deal as a consultant and essentially have a consultant agreement with your end buyer, and he'll pay you at closing. And he's not going to go around you because these are the guys that are buying multiple properties a month, okay? They don't have time to do what we're doing, okay? Nor do a lot of, I'm sorry, I have like really bad allergies.
No worry, Jennifer.
Like obnoxious, like snort thing.
No worries.
So they're not going to go around you, okay? So my point is that there are more ways to skin a cat. Do not just give up if you're saying, oh, my market is saturated. It's not saturated. You're not working hard enough is what you're not doing, okay? There is enough business for everybody. So my point is that there's more ways to skin a cat, okay? Don't just give up if you're in a market where you have to put down a lot of money, because you can do construction as a consultant, or you can contract it and say that, you're going to open escrow in like 5 to 7 days and put your contingencies in there. Talk to your buyer and just have your buyer do the escrow and have him take it over. Just assign it that quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to have the buyer first to do that though, because you don't want, again, your reputation. And at the end of the day, you really want to help these people. When you're really dealing with someone who maybe has cancer, or has the husband died and the woman doesn't even know how to write a check anymore, Khang, I'm sure when you're talking to people, I can't tell you how many times I've been on a phone call and it ends up being a 1-800 therapy phone call, and these people don't even know me from a hole in the wall, and they're telling me like everything, and you just listen. You know what you're doing when you're listening? You're building rapport without even trying, guys. Okay, let them talk, man. They're pouring their heart out to you because, sometimes even with your family, you don't talk to your family like that. So whatever. I take this very seriously when I'm helping someone. It's not lightly to me. That's why I run my business differently. I don't have the shark mentality. Okay. I understand that you can't force someone to sell their house to you. Okay. You want to listen for their motivation. So I'm digressing again. And Khang, I told you to keep me on track, Khang, or else we're going to be here till 2021.
I'm listening. Everything is great content. Everything you're putting out, Jennifer, is knowledge. So I'm listening. Keep going. You're doing great, girl.
Okay. So my point is that, everyone runs their business differently. I don't have the shark mentality. I don't have the mentality of throw mud at the wall and see what sticks. Okay. I want you guys to do your due diligence. Okay, because there are wholesalers out there that maybe don't know what they're doing. And the next wholesaler that comes, the people are like, nah, we've already dealt with someone like you before. And no, okay, it just leaves a bad taste in their mouth. So do your due diligence. Understand that you're trying to help someone sell something that is potentially their biggest investment that they've made in their life, unless it's inherited, okay, or something like that. But if it's someone who has to get rid of it, like a tax lien or a pre-foreclosure, like this is a serious business, okay? It seems like it's very popular right now because you're following it on YouTube. But I will tell you that it is still a very underground business. There are still many traditional investors that do not know how to fish for themselves. They don't know what wholesaling is still. I was at a restaurant the other day and I was talking to a guy. He owns several commercial buildings, properties, and he's looking to acquire more cash. And I told him about wholesaling. He had no idea what the hell wholesaling was, guys. Okay, so let me tell you, it's still a very underground investment strategy, and it will always be underground at the end of the day. Because I learned about it at the end of 2009, 2010. We're in 2019, like 9 years later. And it's still, so many people are still learning about it. It only seems like everyone knows about it because you're on YouTube University, honey, okay? And YouTube knows what you're watching. And now they're referring to the next video and the next video. So I digress. My point was that take this business seriously when you're helping people, okay? Do your due diligence. Don't just, know what you're doing, okay? And I'm not saying you need to know everything. I'm just saying take it serious. Don't be a clown wholesaler. Don't be a clown, okay? Because you're making everyone else's life difficult. So now, and my whole point was to take it seriously, be authentic about your business, have the intention of really helping these people, and there's more way to skin a cat, Okay, so if you're in the higher end market, there are more ways. Yes, it may take you a little bit longer to build a relationship with these buyers, sit down, buy them coffee. Okay, but these guys are hungry. They're gonna be like, yes, Jennifer. And I've learned a lot from my buyers. Okay, especially the buyers in Brooklyn. Okay, because they're like, Jennifer, when I already saw that building, it's like, I don't want it because of this, that, and that. And they know more than me because they're buying them there. So it's a very good relationship between you and your buyer, and they're gonna be more than happy to pay you because you deserve it, because they're going to be making so much more. Okay, so leave you with that. Back to the deal. So now back to the deal. I marketed it myself. It was a good old bandit sign. It was a tired landlord. I made an offer on the property. He accepted it. He didn't even negotiate. He didn't even try to negotiate it because you could see he was like beat down. Like he just wanted to get rid of the property. Okay, so I went ahead and I put a lockbox on it. I'm like, it's okay if I put a lockbox on this, so I could run he actually knew what I was doing. I didn't tell him that I was wholesaling, but since he was an investor, he's like, yeah, I'm familiar, because he was familiar. So I didn't even have to tell him, but I will tell you that I am honest to a fault. When I first started, I did try to explain what I was doing. Okay. And just don't do it. Don't do it. It's Pandora's box. Okay, because then they start to talk to people and they're like, well, do you have a fiduciary responsibility to me? And I'm like, no, I really don't. I was licensed because at first I started wholesaling first, then I got licensed, then I was doing both. Okay, so, you can't do both, by the way, depending on how you do, but I won't go into that. But it opens Pandora's box, okay, because they don't understand what it is. So save yourself the headache. I understand because I'm honest to a fault too, guys. I'm honest to a fault. You simply say, okay, my partners and I, because at the end of the day, your end buyer is your partner. You're going to be giving him deals, okay? Or you could say it's an investment firm or a team or group, okay, that are going to be walking through it. So just don't open that box. So, but he kind of knew what I was doing without me even saying it at the end of the day. So I put my little lockbox on it, okay? I already had a buyer for that area. So because I kind of was networking, remember that whole year, I met a lot of people. Okay, I met Section 8 guy. I just had a huge education. When they say fail fast, failure is growth and learning. Okay, so at the end of the day, I do not look at that as failure. That was my education of taking action and learning. Okay, so I already had a buyer for that. He was one of my funniest buyers because I would send him the pictures of the house with the red carpet, the green carpet that looked all busted. And he's like, yes, I love that red carpet, Jennifer. I want it. So it was signed, sealed, and delivered. And once I had the buyer sign the contract, which I did it electronically, okay, you could either use DocuSign, HelloSign, Adobe Sign, whatever sign. We're in the days where you don't need to meet at Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, guys. However, if it's old people and they don't have access to the computer, meet them in person. Obviously, they're older, make them comforting. But when you send the contracts electronically, it's beautiful, okay? Because these people could literally sign it in the middle of the night where they're feeling heavy. And they're like, I just got to let this property go. It's not really as much money as I wanted. But listen, goodbye document. Boom! You know what? And then you wake up to your contract in the morning, you're like, game on, baby. So I love the electronic signature, okay? Money's time. So he signed it electronically. He had a couple of questions, of course, okay? Normal questions let me think, what was one of his questions? I know one of his questions was something about the utilities or insurance, but it was something that wasn't a big deal, okay? It was going to end once the contract signed, and then the new owner was going to take it over. So it was something very simple, but he was good to go. And once it was signed, I had that contract sold within 24 hours. And that's because and listen, but remind you, yes, I had it sold within 24 hours, but remember that I was so 9 months I started, I put my bandit signs out. So you say, well, probably around, it was still a year. Okay. So if I did it at the 9-month time, maybe I was still doing my shenanigans, but I know it took me damn close to a year to get that first contract. Mine, okay, my contract, and I didn't have to wait on someone's daisy chain and waiting for emails for 7 days when they're just trying to ask me some, easy question. So I was like, all right, Jennifer, This is the key. For now, I'm going to have to control my deal. Okay. And listen, there's nothing wrong with cold wholesaling. I've done it, but they have to have control of the property. No 20 million people involved. Okay. I mean, I did 20 million people involved because you're talking about very expensive deals. Okay. So everybody would have made, there was enough for everybody if they were able to deliver the deal. So long story short was that had I given up, okay, I would not be talking to Khang right now. I would not be inspiring you guys right now, okay? I would not, be starting my portfolio right now. So, don't give up, okay? You guys that are on your 4-week burnout, learn to rest, not to quit. Understand, go in with the mentality that this is a business and you're in it for the long haul. And if you're consistent, I would say give yourself at least 6 months to a year of being consistent with yourself. And I don't mean like, oh yeah, Jen, I put out 3 bandit signs last month. Okay. And I sent out 100 letters. Oh, really? Oh yeah. That's not enough at all. Like, I gotta keep it real with these people. Like some of the things are like, but what do you mean? I put out bandit signs in my direct mail campaign. I don't understand. I am taking it seriously. Well, how many did you put out? 5. Okay. And how many letters did you send? 100. That's not enough. Okay. That's why I have to say this because I still get people telling me this. And I'm just like, listen, that's like someone saying that they want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay. And you go to the gym twice a month. Good luck on that, buddy. Okay. Like your ethic, your work ethic has to match what you want. Like if you're telling me that you want to do this and you're doing this and it doesn't match up, you got to be real with yourself. It comes first from yourself. Only you could do the work. Only you can be consistent. Okay. Nobody's doing it for you. No one's doing it for Khang. Okay. No one did it for me. It was like, you have to like buckle up and take the ride, honey. Okay. But going to the other side is always fantastic. And isn't it up and down? Of course. There were times when I was like really upset. Okay. You have these moments when you're down on yourself and you're like, oh my God, how, should I still be doing this? But I'm like, hell yeah, I should be doing this because I'm not working for someone else my whole life. I don't want to be like how my mom did. Okay. My mom did buy real estate. Don't get me wrong. She has a few properties. Okay. But she worked very hard for them and she just worked her whole life. There was no pleasure, quality of life, which I have to remind myself to, which is why, listen, the reason why I do my inspirational posts as well, I do that to reinforce it in myself too. Okay. So I'm sharing it with you guys, but I'm reinforcing it in myself too, because Khang, and you know this, and anyone who's an entrepreneur, is that you have to be your biggest cheerleader. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. There's not always going to be on the sideline, oh, Khang, make your phone calls, Khang, put your direct mail like Khang, you got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to have that. Okay. And if you're working with a mentor or coach, you're not going to always have that coach. It's great to have mentors and coaches, but at the end of the day, if you're not being consistent with yourself and you don't know how to structure your time, listen, maybe you're just not cut out for it. And maybe you do need to keep the 9-to-5 job, or you need to get real with yourself. Okay. So, because it is a business. So don't give up is advice. Okay. Make sure that when you are closing these deals that you guys are like not being frivolous with your money. Okay. If you're in a market that does require at least a $10,000 down, save that $10,000 down so that next time you actually can put a check for a $10,000 down, it will no longer be an issue for you. Okay. If that's one of your concerns, or like I said, you could structure it the way I mentioned to you, either consultant or have the buyer do the non-refundable earnest money deposit. Okay. So what was I saying? I said, all right. So, oh yes, I was saying, so be responsible with the money that you're making. Okay. I'm going to tell you that wholesaling is a hustle. You do not want to be wholesaling forever. Okay. And I was telling Mr. Khang, when you're wholesaling, you work for yourself, taxes are not cool to us. Okay. The government. Okay. Like it says, when it says more money, more problems, that is not a joke. You're like, it's like, I owe how much in taxes?
Come on. Oh God.
I'm like
Je-
sweating. I'm sorry. But
Jennifer, you're so funny. I love it. I love it. Go ahead.
so my point is be smart with the money that you're making. Okay, listen, not everybody who's wholesaling wants to stay in real estate, but if you do, make sure you're saving money to buy passive income properties. Okay, or learn a different tool to your belt, like seller finance. I know seller finance does not work in every market. Long Island, not the best market for that. Okay, but I'm going to be going out. I'm going outside of my market. Let's put it that way. As a professional real estate investor, you eventually will have to go outside your market. Okay, and I'll go back to saving money, but I'm telling you, the reason why I'm learning other markets currently is because my money could go further. Okay, so for example, if you buy a rental property where I am, even if you're in the lesser desired areas and the taxes are lower, the taxes are still around $5,000. Okay, and maybe you're talking about a $200,000 and $300,000 property, the cash flow is not great for the amount of money that you're putting into that property. Okay, so if you're putting $200,000 and $300,000 and the cash flow is like whatever it is, okay, based on the taxes and your expenses, you could take that and maybe buy 4 properties somewhere else that makes sense. And the reason why that was harder for me to finally start to do that is because I'm a very hands-on person. You know, I want to see, feel, touch. I want to be able to drive there in a hot second. You know what I'm saying? Like, and listen, some people can call that a control freak. It's not a control freak. It's just more like, I need to see, feel, touch. Is that a problem?
That's Jennifer. That's exactly how the wife is. She said, "Yep, exactly, same thing."
Yeah, you want to see, feel, touch. Okay, but I had to get over that because I was like, all right, let's be smart about it. It's not like you can't visit these markets and educate yourself on these markets. Take trips. Okay, drive it at night, drive it during the day so you can feel comfortable, especially if it's a very diverse market. Like even my market, if I didn't live here and you read some of the stuff in Zillow in some of the markets that are the less desirable, you wouldn't know that unless you lived here. So it's like you have to make good contacts in your other market. You need to go and visit your market because this is your money. Yes, if you're virtual wholesaling, that's something different. You're not buying it. The investor is, okay? Totally different. You don't need, if you're virtual wholesaling, don't listen to what, this does not apply. If you are putting your hard-earned money into a property out of state, you want to get a good property manager. You can't manage that property on your own. You want to get a good realtor. You need a good boots on the ground people, okay? And you need to go visit that property yourself to go see, feel, touch it, okay? So, but you know, some people have to go outside of their market just because it makes sense monetarily. And for me, it makes sense monetarily because our money, mine and my husband's money, will just go further. So there you go. It is what it is. You know, it's like graduate. You got to graduate, okay? Or, you know, it's just going to be like one property every whatever amount of time because I can't even do those creative things in my market. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not doing a seller finance on Long Island. It's not like, it just doesn't, it works a lot of other places, especially in the markets that I'm researching, okay? So add stuff to your toolkit, but buy passive income properties, guys, because that's where you're going to get the tax breaks, okay? And I'm not saying wholesaling is still part of my wheel because this is what happens. When you're making offers, okay, maybe you're not going to take all of them. Maybe you can only take one. That's your goal. You only want one to hold. And you end up managing to make, you know, maybe 2 other deals that you are said, okay, these are great deals, I can wholesale them. But, you know, you're not necessarily maybe doing the whole driving for dollars. You're not doing all that old structure. Or maybe you are. I don't know. Everyone's journey and path, okay, is different. But you do what works for your path and journey. I could tell you, like I said, it goes back to seeing my mom run ragged. And I'm a hard worker, but I don't want to work 24 hours a day. Okay, I don't want to work night. My mom worked nights. Okay, and then she had a second job during the day. Okay, so it's like, I don't even know how she did it with 4 children. We had my grandma, you know, but like she, you know, she still cooked. She still managed to cook. Like she still braided my hair and, you know, my grandma did too, but I just can't even imagine her schedule. Like that scares the hell out of me. That's number one. Okay. That's why I work so hard to do what I'm doing. So I don't have to do that. That's number one. Number 2 is the 9 to 5. Oh, hell to the no. That's the worst thing that I never want to go back to, because they dictate when you go to lunch, when you go, I need an appointment. I need permission to go to the doctor. They're telling me how much vacation I could take. There's a cap on my salary. There's just like the whole thing, like my body eventually my soul just honestly like rejected it. Like it would make me feel like, and I don't have like anxiety. I'm not an anxious person, but I would get like anxiety waking up in the morning, going to that job thinking like, there's no way in hell that I could do this for my whole life. There's no way.
Let me ask you, Jennifer, this. Those that are having a 9-to-5 jobs, and they are like, because they felt like security, and then they discover, obviously, let's just say they discover another business gig, and we're talking about wholesaling. So they discover wholesaling. Like, I want you to share, like, how do people, like, because it's a mindset game, right? Because you're surrounded, and so throughout your life, it's all about security, the job, and
Yes.
and the whole wholesaling is kind of unknown. How do people overcome that and actually take the leap?
Okay, that's a very great, very, very good question. Okay, and this is one of the things that I love to talk about, is that, first of all, society programs us all wrong. Okay, since school. First of all, in school, you're being trained to be what? An employee. Okay, they don't teach you banking, entrepreneurial, how to be an entrepreneur in school. They're teaching you how to follow directions. Okay, everybody sit in a row. Okay, write your name at the top of the page. Like, we're being programmed from like a child. So we have to understand, when you come out, I call that the matrix. Okay, I call it zombie world. I call it, you wake up, eat breakfast, go to work, come home, eat dinner, watch TV, go to sleep, wake up, eat breakfast, go to work, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, and keep going on. So first of all, you have to remember that you're being programmed wrong. That's a limited belief system. We are limitless beings. And this is where I get spiritual. Okay, so I hope I don't lose you guys, but I hope you understand where I'm coming from. We are a limitless being. Okay, at the end of the day, whether you realize it or not, your thoughts are creating your reality. But unfortunately, what happens with human beings, their thoughts are going to everything that they don't want. Like, I hate my job, I hate this car, I hate this. And you ask them, hun, what do you want? What don't you want? And they have like a scroll. Roll out the scroll. Right? And then you ask them, what do they want? And they're like, that's a really good question. Like, if you don't know what the heck you want, working with the higher power, source, whoever you believe in, okay? Because remember what I told you, thoughts are energy. This is science. This is metaphysics, okay? The higher power is within us. It's energy. So if you don't know what the heck you want, or you're just focusing on what you don't want, number one, you're going to get more of what you don't want. Point blank, period. It is science, whether you believe in it or not, because you're making yourself feel sick to the point that you're worried, so sick, you end up getting more of that, okay? So you want to get clear on what you want. So this is going back to the 9-to-5. It's a mindset. You have to reprogram yourself. Know that that job could be a means to an end. So if you're starting wholesaling and you're going into the job saying that you hate it, don't do that, okay? Because you're being toxic. That's negative energy. What you want to do is walk into work and say, I know this is temporary. I look forward to the day I put my 2-week resignation in, and I'm grateful for this income now because it's allowing me to build my business on the side. And you know that it's a temporary means to an end. And that's how you shift your mind and say, yes, I'm so grateful for this job because someone else wants that job. Okay, it's funding their dream. Let it fund your dream. Okay, know that it's temporary. But I have to tell you that if you don't know what the heck you want, you're living in limbo. The higher power doesn't know what to give you. Okay, I will tell you that it's funny because it's not like, I was never this deep into mindset. Okay, I really didn't even know what it was until probably like 15 years ago. I mean, I always was like this, because that's how my mom was. You know, I have always had very support system. My mom was always like, you know, think this, to be positive. I have an older sister who's the same way. Go for it. You could do it. You know, always just like, I'm blessed to have people who I'm around encouraging people. I know that not everybody has that. You know, I know you have the friend or the spouse that are like, stop, you know, that's a joke, that's a scam. And listen, there are a lot of scams. I don't blame them, okay? But at the end of the day, it's your journey. And at the end of the day, you have to get clear on what you want for yourself. Really immerse in that, okay? Like, I'm into like full immersion. Yes, you know, inch by inch is a cinch. You can go slow, but why go slow, man, when you can go bam? And like race through it, you know, like, okay? Like, the faster you get through it, the faster you're going to find your success. Okay? And you have to have that leap of faith. And I know it's easier said than done, but you really need to visualize and feel. Not just visualize. You need to visualize and feel that you are where you want to be, whether it's getting your first check, okay, and really feel it and get excited, and how you're going to feel when you're holding that first check that's yours. You understand this is a viable business concept. However, until you hold that first check that's yours, you are like, holy cow. Okay, and if you put in your brain, the average check is $10K, and if say you only did 5 to 10 deals a month, 5 to 10 deals, not a month, I'm lying. I meant to say 5 to 10 deals a year. Okay, that's $50,000 to $100,000 in income while you're working your job, because you could certainly do that. We're talking about 5 to 10 deals a year. We're not talking about 20 million deals a month, okay? And you could, so you're not overwhelmed, but you have your plan. What is your plan? What do you want to make? Get clear. Okay, I want to start wholesaling. Okay, how many do you want to make? Okay, I talk to some people and they're like, well, I want to do like 30 deals a month. And I'm like, that's great, but do you understand how much marketing it takes to get to 30 deals a month? How much money? Like, I love the enthusiasm. I love that you think big, but you have to understand what goes behind it too. So I want you, and I'm not telling you to think small, okay? I'm telling you to know your plan, because once you have your plan, you could start to execute, okay? And one of my favorite phrases, and I think I heard this from Tony Robbins, is that execution trumps knowledge all day long. Stop overthinking it, but get clear. Okay, you want to make $100,000 a month? Okay. I keep saying a month. $100,000 a year, break it down into deals. That's 10 deals. Now, to get those 10 deals, what do you have to do? You have to market. Okay, I always tell people, diversify your marketing. Don't just stay with one thing, diversify. Especially if you don't buy, listen, I'm glad, this is great to be on your channel, and I hope I'm not going against anything that you say, but I do not, if you're a newbie, this is what I want you not to do. I don't want you to buy 1,000 absentee homeowners and throw that into a direct mail campaign, okay? Because as a newbie, your marketing budget is limited. And I'm going to tell you that that is a gamble. And it's likely that you may not get anything back on that marketing campaign, okay? Because I know a lot of people teach absentee homeowners. I'm not a big fan of them, especially for newbies, because to me, an absentee homeowner is simply someone that doesn't live in the property. There's not necessarily any motivation. I don't care if they lived in it 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Listen, I'm going to avenge. I am an absentee homeowner, okay? And if someone calls me, I'm like, hell no, I'm holding on to that baby. You know, it's like, well, how much are you going to offer it to me? You know, you want top dollar for that baby. You know what I mean? It's like, that's not someone who's like in a pre-foreclosure, who has motivation, a tax lien, motivation. Yes, people who are in pre-foreclosure, you have to mail to them more frequently, okay? But get your plan together. So you do a little bit of direct mail, you do your driving for dollars. Always do driving for dollars. Those are the hidden gems that people are lazy to do or don't know. Bandit signs, listen, if you're gonna get fined, put them out on a Friday, take them out on a Sunday. Okay, you get to use them twice. They are still very effective. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, and and I'm in a market where people are a little bit, I hand wrote mine simply because marketing studies show that handwritten marketing campaigns, the eye doesn't glaze over it, unlike something that's pretty. Okay, like pre-printed, your eye no longer sees it. So I hand wrote. Okay, and this happened to be in my own neighborhood. Okay, and this woman actually calls my number, my 800 number, and says, listen, if you want, to get a property in this neighborhood, you really should be getting prettier signs, okay? Because these signs are horrible for our neighborhood. And I was just like, I'm like laughing on the phone, and I'm like, you called it, right? She called it. She called the sign, okay? So listen, don't worry about you. You have to take the good with the bad, okay? People are gonna be nasty to you. If rejection's not for you, quit while you're ahead, honey. Khang and I are gonna save you a lot of time. This is not for you. Go work for someone else. Go work in a cotton candy store, okay? Go work in, whatever. But this is not for you, okay? If you're a baby, if you're weak, we're just keeping it real to save you time. This is a hard gig. Okay, so diversify your market. I want to stay on target. I'm sorry, Khang. Diversify your marketing. Direct mail, bandit signs, driving for dollars, working with for sale by owners, okay? You could get expired listings, fantastic. They have to be filtered properly. And talk to people, okay? Your mailman, that guy could be your boots on the ground, the FedEx guy, the UPS guy. But just take action and be creative. My biggest thing for you guys is to, number one, get clear on what you want. Visualize it, see it, feel it. Write it down. See it in front of you. Believe it. If you're not believing it, you're blocking the blessing, okay? You're blocking it. So if you don't believe that you're going to make 100K, that number's too high for you, okay? Then go to a number that you believe and start there, okay? And then once you start to close a couple of deals, you're going to be like, oh my God, I can make 300K. You know what I'm saying? Like, start where your belief system is so you don't block your blessings. Get clear. Be consistent. And females, guys, don't be intimidated by the males. Listen, we're meant for this. So I'm going to be honest with you, okay? When we're talking on the phone to people, and if you see a lot of husband and wife teams, okay, and you'll see the wife will probably be the person who's like the customer service, not customer service, but the one who's talking, okay? Because it's just a comfort level that people feel more comfortable with females because we're nurturing, we're compassionate. With a dude, it's just like, what do you want? What are you selling? What do you have? It's like, it's different. It's just, it is what it is. It stinks, but what doesn't stink for females. And that's why I'm telling you to get involved. But, for dudes, not so great. So we have an upper hand on that. Don't let it stop you. Okay. Now, another thing, and I'm trying to fit so much in a little bit of time, but so diversify your marketing, get clear on what you want, be grateful for that job. Okay, to elaborate, to talk about the 9 to 5, be grateful for your job, know that it's funding your business. But if you're not going to give yourself a consistent 6 to 8 to even a year in this business, again, don't waste your time. Okay, and I'm telling you this because I want to set an expectation level for you. Okay, not everybody closes their first deal in a month, okay, or 2 months. That is the exception. Okay, and I'm here to tell you, it took me a year, and everyone goes through their own journey. Okay, but I stuck it out because you have to take it seriously and be committed to your goals, to your journey. Be committed to your soul. So I think I answered that question a lot, like much further than I wanted to. And I also want to say for women, okay, now, like I told you, I was always, I was raised by a very strong woman, and really, I have an older sister, my grandma, and I always had a lot of encouragement around me. So I never felt, because I'm a woman, I can't. Okay, I never felt because I'm brown, I can't. I'm mixed, okay? I have a lot of different things in me, but I'm looked at as brown, I can't. I never thought of that, okay? But in retrospect, I'm going to tell you a quick story. I was dealing with an investor, and I had a buyer for one of his properties, okay? Well, I had several buyers, okay? So the constant feedback that I got from the buyers was that his property was priced a little bit too high. Now, him and I already had an agreement of a flat fee, okay? We had a flat fee agreement. Mind you, it wasn't a percentage. It was a flat fee. So, he was trying to sell it. Meanwhile, my guy's feedback, I was like, listen, guy, the feedback is that it's too expensive. They'll be interested at this price. So he agreed to decrease the price. And my buyer was interested, ready to sell the deal. But then he comes at me like, Jennifer, because we're reducing the price, do you think you would take a lesser fee? And I said, no, I will not take a lesser fee. Okay. Because at the end of the day, I brought the buyer to the table to you. Even at your reduced price, you could not find a buyer. Now listen, if he had agreed to a percentage, that's different because it's a sliding scale. Okay, you reduce the property, my fee is less. However, we agreed on a flat fee. And I'm going to tell you why I did that. Okay, because people will treat you the way you allow them to treat you. And this was my first interaction with this gentleman. And had I let him get away with that, the next time I do business with him, he's going to be like, Jennifer we'll just pay Jennifer less. And no, okay? And you have to, you're a business person. You have to be strong. Don't be a pushover, because people are going to treat you the way you allow them to treat you, especially on first contact. It's human nature. Okay. People who actually, I'm a very private person. And I said that to Khang, in my email, that I'm a very private person. However, I know my purpose is to help people. So I am very private, and people will think they know you. Okay. So, but the people that actually, do know my persona know not to come at me with certain things, So when people really know you, they know how to treat you. If they know, oh, this guy's a clown and I could get away with doing this, that's how they're going to treat you. Oh, this girl's a pushover. She'll accept less. Not a big deal. Jennifer, hell no. You don't want to be looked at as the pushover. You want to be like, you know what? Well, Jennifer is a no BS type of chick. We better keep it tight and, pay her what we agreed to pay her. So I said no. Now, mind you, I really wanted that deal. Okay. Because when you're wholesaling, if you're not like really up and running, you need the money at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But I had to walk away because I did not want to compromise my core values. And I would not do that to someone. Therefore, do not do it to me. And I'm not going to say it's okay, regardless. It's not my problem that you had to lower your price. Not my problem. Next day, so we hung up, and I was like, whatever. I'll get another deal. But I was like, damn. Okay. So he calls me back the next day, bro. Less than 24 hours. Ding, ding. He's like, hi, Jennifer. He sounded like he had his tail between his legs, right? He's like, so, I spoke to my partner, and we're going to pay you what we agreed to, as long as you bring your buyer. All right. Thank you. We appreciate you, Jennifer. And I was like, that's fantastic. Okay, let's get it rolling. Done and done. Point there, the lesson there. First contact with someone. Listen, if you've done business with a person for a long time and you're trying to make the deal work, of course. Okay, I'm not saying being greedy. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying first contact with people, they're going to treat you the way you allow them to treat you. And had I set that precedent for him, okay, and looking back now, like I said, I never thought of being a female or brown as something that holds me back, ever. I'm not that person. Okay, but looking back, I could see how me being a female, maybe if I was a male, would he have even asked me that? I don't know if he would have asked me that. If I was like, the ego macho man, like puff, 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 don't come at me like that, would he have done that? I don't know, okay? I'm just telling you that, set the precedent, male or female. Do not let someone think that they could take advantage of you, because then they're going to do that over and over and over, and it's going to be a cycle, okay? So, we spoke about a lot today, but, mindset really is everything. I talk about mindset all the time. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Get clear on what you do want. Take this business seriously. You're dealing with people in tough situations. This is not a joke, okay? This is not a joke. Like, I know it's all exciting. Oh, I have an appointment, blah, blah, blah. That's great, okay? But don't make false promises that you can't keep. Okay, be authentic. This is real life we're dealing with now. I want you guys to take this seriously. I understand, all this, it's hoopla, with wholesaling, but it is a business and you're dealing with human beings. So be authentic, okay, and be true so they could feel that authenticity over the phone, honestly, and that's going to make them want to work with you, okay? Add value whenever you could add value. Add value, add value, add value, add value. I can't stress that enough. Even if the price is not where they want it to be, they're going to be like, well, listen, let me go with Jennifer because she's going to help me with this, this, and this. Or I just felt comfortable with Jennifer. Or, I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me. And not even that, even people that I've worked with, and they said, Jen, they said they wanted to go with me because of blah, blah, blah. I was helping them with whatever. Just add value, okay? Think on your toes. Think on your feet. You listen. Okay, listen. And if you're nervous, people tend to talk a lot. okay? You listen to them and listen to what they have to say. That's going to help you tremendously, okay? And take this business seriously. If you do have a job, know that it's a means to an end. It's only temporary. You're in the matrix, man, okay? You're in that matrix. You have to get out of that matrix, but you are in control. You are in the driver's seat with your thoughts, with the higher power. Whoever you believe in, you are in the driver's seat. Be grateful for everything that you have. People, especially Americans, take everything for granted. I want you to be grateful for everything, okay? You wake up on your bed, you're grateful for that bed, your sleep, your health, your running water, your hot water, okay? I'm saying take that gratitude to the next level and really engross yourself in being grateful, because there are so many people who don't have running water. There are still people who are sleeping. I could go down to Manhattan and see someone sleeping on a cardboard box today. Okay, you know, hot water, running water, your job, your car, your clean clothes, you know, like just be in a state of gratitude instead of focusing on everything that you don't have. Be grateful for what you do have, okay? You're going to feel much lighter when you're in that sense of, when you're in that authentic state of gratitude, okay? It's very, very powerful, gratitude. It's very powerful, okay? And people will feel that from you too. You have a presence that is authentic, and people will want to come towards you. It's so funny because every time I go out, as much as I'm a loner, believe it or not. I could go anywhere by myself. And I'm always the person that ends up having a ton of people talking to me, or they'll invite me to their dinner table to join them for dinner, you know, and they're like, Jennifer, you did it again? Or someone will offer to pay for my meal, okay? So when I'm telling you, like, this authentic state, people end up, you know, being drawn to you for whatever reason, but you feel lighter. I mean, you're attracting all good in your life. You become like a magnet for good, okay? You're like, oh my God, you know, what Jennifer says is true, man. I'm focusing on good, and now I have like these 2 leads. It could be for anything in your life, okay? But maybe you got, you know, you end up getting a buyer that has like 5 properties, and they're gonna let you do 1, and then maybe they're gonna give you the rest. Okay, or you know, you ended up getting a deal on something that was 50% off. You're just gonna see this what I'm telling you about your mindset is not just for the business. Okay, I couple it with that because you do have to be resilient for this business, or else you're going to give up because you're not gonna be strong enough, because this business is difficult. Okay, it's challenging. It will try you. You're going to want to give up at times. Don't. That's where the growth happens. Okay. And remember what it's for. It's going to be your down payment for your passive income property, man. Passive income properties add up fast, especially if you guys are younger out there. Let's say you're in your 20s, your 30s. Let's say you end up buying like 1 or 2 a month, or 2 a year rather. Okay, and you're getting like $500 or $1,000 rents net. Let's say. Okay, so your first year you're netting $1,000 passive. Second year you buy 2 more properties. Now you're at $3,000 net. Okay. The next year, you end up buying 3 more. Okay, what are you at now? $6,000 net. Okay, now you're like, all right, let me sell some of those off. Let me get like a 5 family. Okay, now you get your 5 family. Now you have that. Okay, so now it's 5,000. You still have those 2 others left. So you're at like 7,000 net. Okay, and you're 28 or 30. Okay, and then you just keep building. But then you have multiple streams of income. I want to go back to the 9 to 5 for a second. I know I'm digressing, and I'm always running late. What is time? An illusion anyway. What was I saying? Oh my goodness, I lost it by saying that time thing. Passive income.
Going back to the 9 to 5.
9 to 5. Yes. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Okay. The 9 to 5, that financial security, quote unquote, that is a false sense of security, guys. Okay. That's one income. That if their bottom line doesn't work for that company, you know what they're doing? They're saying, peace out, okay? And they don't care, and you may not get a severance package, okay? Not every position grants a severance package, okay? You're out. That's a false sense of security. Someone who thinks that, oh, I'm gonna get a 9 to 5, so I'm secure, okay? That's not a secure income, okay? And once you start being an entrepreneur, you have to give yourself multiple streams of income. Okay, so yes, wholesaling is one. Passive income is one. Maybe you're going to speak at events to help other people. Okay, you get paid for that. You're getting paid to love what you getting paid to do what you love. Okay, maybe you're gonna teach small groups. You know, you're not crazy. Okay, you know, you want to keep it intimate. You can still do that. You'll teach. That's another income, or whatever maybe you want to open up a laundromat. You always had a dream of opening up a laundromat. You know, Coinbase, boom, boom. Not a lot of upkeep. You know what I'm saying? The possibilities are endless, and at the end of the day, that one job is not financial freedom. That's number one. And I always tell people, know that you're not, you know, when I tell them, you know, you're not really doing this for the money at the end of the day, okay? At the end of the day, you're doing it for what the money allows you to do, which is freedom. It gives you freedom. Everybody wants freedom. To me, that is the biggest, that is the definition of success to me, because I want to do what I want, when I want, how I want. And yes, I work my business a lot because I love it at the end of the day, okay? But if I'm going to go on vacation, you know, you could do what you want when you want. I don't have to get a permission slip. Okay. It's freedom. It's freedom to not have to, you know, ask a boss. Okay. Or it's just a freedom. Like for me, like I told you, I can't do that 9 to 5. God bless you guys who are doing it. But no, if you're feeling the way I felt, that it's a means to an end, you could get out of it. If you create your plan, get excited again about life. Remember, if you're working a 9 to 5, you're feeling uninspired. You're dreading Monday. You're wishing your weeks away. You're wishing your years away. Time is non-refundable. Years go by faster and faster as you get older. Okay, if you're already feeling this, don't quit your job. Okay, I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm saying to know that it's a means to an end. Use that income to build your business. Get to your first deal, second deal, third deal. Save that money while you have your job. Okay, maybe buy your first property first. Still, it's funny because when you have the ability to quit your job, then you're like, maybe I'll hold on to this thing for a little bit longer, you know, to like fund some marketing, let me just use this to the maximum capacity. Okay. Because when you know that you don't have to be there because you have, you know, 50K or 100K in your account now, your mindset shifts. Okay. It's not like I have to be here. I want to be here because I could do this and still build this at the same time. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to say peace out and I'll be, you know, ready to scale.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely. Jennifer, God, man, those of you who you're still staying, Jennifer is dropping a ton of knowledge, and I know that our time is limited. If you want to talk about mindset, scaling, right, success, everything like that, follow Jennifer, and I'll make sure I'll drop all the link in the description. I'll make sure that I let Jennifer knows where you can follow her. But when talking about the 9 to 5, I want to add this. So those of you who are at a 9 to 5 job right now, and listen to me. If you're at a 9 to 5 job right now, and if this is your mindset, listen to me. You are meant to be in the 3%. You are meant to succeed. So let me tell you, if you're talking to your friends, your your coworker, and everything like that, and this is what they said, man, I just got this job, man. The 401k is amazing. I don't have to worry about benefit. I don't have to worry about all of that. You know, I'm being taken care of. I don't have to pay for social. Like, I don't have to worry about going to the doctor and making a payment. My job cover me, taking care of me. If you talk to those people, your friends and families or coworkers that says that, and in your mindset, like in your mind, you'll be like you are the opposite. Listen to me. Even if you're still at the job, listen to me. You are meant to be great. You're meant to be in the 3%. You're meant to be different. All right. You're meant to be different. So what you want to do is you want to take the leap of faith. You want to take the leap of faith. Yes. You want to keep pushing, keep going. You are already meant to be different, man. You're already meant to be different. You're not meant to be the 97%. And listen to me. Don't fight with them. Don't battle with them. Don't don't try to explain. What you're going to do is show them. You see, when I was at my job, man, at that time, my wife said, no 401k. We didn't put any money in 401k because, and when I talked to my coworker, they all said, Khang, you're stupid. You're making a wrong decision because when you put in $50, the company will match the $50. But I didn't fight with them. I said, well, you know what? We needed the money. That's what the boss decided to do. I have no choice. See, I already knew in my mind that was not the retirement plan. I knew in my mind that wasn't the path that we're going to go, right? I knew in my mind that eventually my wife and I want to build passive income, right? But don't fight with them. Don't argue with them, right? So what I'm telling you is if your mindset is not like that, listen to me. You already meant to be in the 3%. You're meant to succeed. You just need to be in the right vehicles and take massive actions. And talking about being real, you know, like Jennifer pretty much said everything that I could have said already. But that's why I said in my channel is for those of you who are willing to put in the work, the WORK, the one that's willing to hustle, the one that's not going to sit there praying, wishing that somebody or something is going to happen to them, the one that takes their life in control and willing to freaking grind and put in the hustle, man. It's not going to be easy, but I promise you that it's going to be worth it. I promise you that once you have achieved the level you want, you're going to look back and you're going to be all the sacrifices and everything like that. That's worth it. And the people that didn't, they're going to sacrifice for the rest of their life working for somebody else. So anyway, Jennifer, I am so excited. I'm so pumped. Now, Jennifer, for those that want to connect with you, how can they?
They could connect with me on Instagram at Jennifer West-Granahan or YouTube, Jennifer West-Granahan. Very simple. Listen, my name was very easy, Jennifer West. You know, the married name Granahan throws a little monkey wrench. Yeah. Okay?
Awesome, you guys. So those of you who want to connect with Jennifer, I'll make sure I put her description, or I'll put her link in the description. You guys can go connect with her. She's absolutely incredible to me. She's absolutely a superstar, a model, a role model for all the women out there to go out there and hustle and make it happen. She has her own right of success. Jennifer, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Those of you who haven't subscribed to the channel, boom, smash the subscribe button. And if you find any value throughout this video, and I can't see why you cannot find any value, then smash the thumbs up. If you don't, smash the thumbs down and get out of my channel, because there's so much value that Jennifer has to deliver, and she's being real, authentic. I love it. And if you haven't followed me on Instagram, hit me up on IG. Go to Khang, Khang, like a period, WTM. Jennifer, thank you so much for coming on and adding value to my audience. I appreciate it. Take care, Jennifer, and you guys have a good one. Bye, Jennifer.
Bye.